Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
It is not the function of our government. It is not the function of our government to keep the citizen from falling into error. It is the function of the citizen to keep the government from falling into error. That's by Robert H. Jackson. The people made the Constitution, and the people can unmake it. It is the creature of their own will and lives only by their own will. With that quote from John Marshall in 1821, I welcome you to Atn Politics on Atlantic Television Network right here in the political city of Port Harcourt. It is the network's flagship program that discusses core political trends with relevant political stakeholders, and today we will be discussing core issues from different political landscapes, such as in Benue State, the Assembly approves 6.6 billion naira budget for local government elections. And in Kaduna State, Labour Party chairman rejects Usman as caretaker chairman. And in Kano State, Barao welcomes singer Jita into APC. And in elections, INEC urges CSOs to scrutinize political parties. Before I introduce our guests, we'll go for a very short break, and when we return, we'll head straight into discussions for today. Do stay tuned.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they blow.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics.
ATN Politics, and I am your host, Raymond Ken Mbata, and the studio is Atlantic Television Network. And my guest is a socio-political analyst by the name of Henry Oyemade. It's a pleasure having you once more
Thank
on
you.
ATN Politics.
The pleasure is all mine, sir.
You're welcome.
I always love to be here.
It's a pleasure too. It's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
too.
Thank you.
All right, without taking any much of your time, we'll swing straight to Benue State, where the Benue State House of Assembly approved 6.644 billion naira of local government elections in the state. The approval was granted during a plenary session yesterday, presided over by the Speaker, Aondoa Dajo. The request read on the assembly floor by the Speaker sought approval for the funds to be used in the October 5th council elections. The lawmakers unanimously approved the supplementary budget. Speaker Dajo announced that the approval, emphasizing that it underscores Governor Alia's administration's commitment to ensuring a smooth and credible election process in Benue State. All right, Mr. Oyemade. Yeah. This is the crux. This is the crux of most of the issues we are having in local government elections. The fact that the state, through the instrumentality of the House of Assembly, from the funding of the executive, kind of hosts the elections. And I want to ask, if such an amount of money, 6.6 billion naira, has been earmarked from the executive and the legislature, how sure are we that every party that is participating will have a free and fair election? Is it not going to be hijacked by the party in power because their member, per se, their executive member, has paid for the elections to the tune of 6.6 billion naira for one state? I want to get your take on that.
Okay, first of all, let me come from the angle of, 6.64 billion naira earmarked for that electoral process. This whooping amount of money for a time, I'm not trying to digress, but I wouldn't fail to mention that part. For a time like this, where there's hardship in the land, people are crying, and then that whooping kind of amount of money. But the thing here is, this is just council election. And like you rightly mentioned, there's a ruling party. So with that kind of money, it is assumed that the work is all done. Of course, it will swing towards the ruling party. They will sweep it. You cannot take anything away from this. That is where the power of incumbency comes in. That kind of amount of money, what do you expect to conduct a council election? Okay, this is Nigeria, like I always say, where a lot of things happen. At the end of the day, the ruling party takes it all, and then if at all, but I doubt if at all, there'll be anything left for opposition party. It's going to be ruling party. So 6.64 billion naira or thereabout just for council election. This is Nigeria. What do you expect, sir? Just what do you expect?
Okay.
What do you expect?
I see a situation where INEC, the SIEC, that's the State's Independent Electoral Commission, and also the Senate and the House of Reps are working on another body to solely handle local government elections. Of these three options, which do you think should have the wherewithal and the support from the people to host a free and fair local government elections in Nigeria?
See, pardon me to say this. This is Nigeria. We've been in this country long enough. We've seen how electoral processes play out. Okay? INEC, I'm not, this is not an accusation finger. No. I'm a Nigerian, and all I desire for our country is that things be done properly and then Nigeria move in the right direction. Yes. But we have seen this play out many times than one. Except if consciously now the people in power, okay, are beginning to or will begin to work towards having the right conduct, having things done properly. At the end of the day, INEC always has a way of doing the bidding, okay, of the ruling party. So the idea of having another body, okay, carry out this exercise, monitor, ensure a transparent process, and then declaration of the winner in the end. I'm afraid, unless we have that kind of independent body that will also not be compromised, because you know how, I don't know, I'm positive about Nigeria. I believe in change. I believe that Nigeria will one day get to, you know, our place of dream. But as it is now, I mean, with the kind of practices we have seen, sharp practices. When I mean sharp practices, I mean corruption. Let's call a spade a spade. Until we have this kind of independent body that is void of interference, not compromised, who will see this kind of electoral process from the start to the finish, I'm afraid that INEC alone may not be able to deliver a free, fair, and credible election.
Okay, so which of the do you prefer? What solution do you think can be preferable in whole? Because local government elections are that which, I mean, touches the direct lives of the people.
Of course, because it's grassroots.
Exactly. So, in that situation, which of, if not INEC, is it the State Independent Electoral Commission? I know that independence there is debatable. I mean, if we want to debate on the independence of any electoral body that is being paid by the executive, we can keep going on and on. Which do you think should, which of the options?
Yes, State Independent Electoral Body.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the word state, don't forget, or if you would remember, of course you remember, okay, by virtue of what you do, remember, you have access to a lot of information, you're very versatile, so you know that before now there has been something like state police, okay, the introduction of state police and having it, you know, to take effect, having it to be implemented, and like that.
Yeah.
No, but there has been this argument that the introduction of state police is a danger to our democracy. The reason being that the governors are in the end going to use it as a tool that is self-seeking. Okay? So for me also, in the same vein, the idea of a state independence, so long as a state, I'm afraid there's always this tendency, okay, of being hijacked and used by the, you know, the ruling party, the state governor, or the people at the helm of affairs in any state. In the end, it will become a tool for their self-aggrandizement, for actualizing their own ends. Okay? At the end of it. But I'm, as opposed to having the, you know, INEC and now state, my brother, this is Nigeria. If something else, if it's going to be something else, not state, because INEC is not doing enough if you ask me. INEC has been compromised, not once, not twice, time and time again. And now you want to, the introduction of state independent, another body to carry out this exercise. I'm afraid that it may just work for a while. But, after a while, you can finish my sentence for me. Okay. After a while, it's going to be the same story as INEC. I'm afraid so.
Okay, then now let's go over to the people.
Yeah.
The people themselves. Being that the state has funded the elections to that tune, 6 billion plus, and there are contestants, there are candidates, and those from the ruling party that may have the chunk of those that win, because we are already predicting the win for the ruling party. How accountable will those candidates, when they win, be to the people?
Okay, fine. I like the issue of accountability. Okay? See, governance is to improve the standard of lives of the governed. Governance is not to enrich the governor or the president or the people who are actually governing the governed. Okay? It is not for their ends. It is to improve the standard of lives, the standard of living, to make a life better for the governed. Okay? Now, until that is what is before the people aspiring to occupy certain political offices, and that's what they run with, then we will never actualize this. We've seen time and time again when it is, at the end of the day, they get richer at the expense of the governed. Do you understand? So if they're going to be accountable, fine. But I don't see that if the ruling party, with the kind of amount that is coughed out for this exercise, just at for a local government election. Of course, local government is grassroots. Okay, that kind of amount coughed out to carry out that electoral process, and at the end of the day, of course, the ruling party will get the chunk of it. Okay. The question of how accountable are they going to be to the people is another question, or another topic of discussion for another day. Okay, because we've seen time and time again how people get into political offices and then they're not accountable to the people. All they do is they seek their own ends. So if they're going to be accountable is another topic of discussion altogether. But I'm hoping and I'm praying that Nigerian leaders at whatever capacity begin to become very accountable to the people. Then and then can Nigeria become a better place.
All right. Fair enough. Let's move over to Kaduna State, where the chairman of the Labour Party in Kaduna State, Alhaji Awatu Tafoki, has rejected the emergence of former Finance Minister Mrs. Nenadi Usman as the party's caretaker chairman. Like the party's National Working Committee, Tafoki described the emergence of Mrs. Nenadi, a former senator for Kaduna South, as illegal and unconstitutional. He argued that the appointment of Nenadi, who was unanimously elected to lead the 29-member National Caretaker Committee at a meeting convened by the Abia State Governor, lacks legitimacy. So despite Nenadi's origin in Kaduna State, Tafoki said that her leadership will not be recognized due to lack of support from the majority of party members. Yeah, we are seeing, Mr. Oyemade.
Yes, sir.
We are seeing a conflict of interest. We are seeing dichotomy in the Labour Party National. Abure on one end, Peter Obi / Alex Oti on the other end, for the salvation of the soul of the party. And now, Abure-led National Working Committee is saying that Nenadi Usman, whom OT and Obi, with the other group of people in the Labour Party, have been able to elect her to serve as caretaker committee national chairman. And you can see even the state chairman from her own state, Kaduna State, joining in with Abure to say, we do not recognize her legitimacy to be the caretaker committee national chairman. What is the issue in the Labour Party and how can this be resolved?
Okay, this Labour Party, permit me to say, okay, that I'm careful about saying this anyway, as much as I love Labour Party and believe that Labour Party has something to offer, okay? Yes. Labour Party has something to offer to the Nigerian populace, you know. But the party has suffered a setback. Yeah, a setback, especially from its defeat, okay, in the last general election. Okay, they have a very credible candidate in the person of Peter Obi, who I know, an average Nigerian out there knows that Peter Obi means well for Nigeria. But the question is that what is the position of the party now? The party has suffered a setback, and you know there's been this division, you know, here and there. You know, some gladiators, okay, in the party now having some kind of different interest, vested different interest. Okay, now let's come back to the issue of the choice of Nemadi, okay, as the person for the caretaker, whatever it is. Now let's look at this. It has been said that her choice is not legitimate. So legitimacy here is the question, you know. And then, you know, for Alex Oti and then for Peter Obi and whoever has this vested interest, wherever, they said her election was unanimous. If it was unanimous, yes, but how was it conducted? They have a constitution. So her election, her emergence does not meet their standard, the standard of their policy, their constitution. There's a violation along the line, and that is it. That is a problem with our country. Sharp practices, not following due process. If you go back to that storyline, you see where it is said that that election can only be conducted in a particular place. But it was conducted right there in Abia State, okay, under the supervision of the state governor, you know, so which doesn't meet the standard or the due process of the party. The party has a constitution. They have policies. So that violated the policy, the due process, the stand of the party, you know, as a whole. And that's why they're saying that no, they don't agree with her emergence. It is not, it is illegitimate, and that they reject it. Okay. So that's the problem until the people in position of leadership begin to realize that when we do things the way we're supposed to do them, we will not have issues, okay, with who emerges as, you know, a winner or a flag bearer for whatever, you know, political, you know, office that the person is vying for. And that's the problem. The problem is that the election didn't meet the standard of the party's, you know, constitution.
Okay, do you see it as very shocking that Abure, the embattled National Working Committee chairman, had selected or had declared Peter Obi to be the presidential candidate for 2027, which is yet to come. And Peter Obi is working with Alex Oti and the others to shift Abure out of office and install Nenadi Usman.
Do you see, that's, when you hear some of these things, they sound like it's a joke, like it's a huge joke, you know. But then that's the position. That's what it is, you know. Yeah, the projection of Peter Obi as, you know, the flag bearer.
Yeah,
is normal. What do you want? I mean, if you were in a party, you cannot be having an opposing projection. Okay, projection in the other direction. But the same person now who's projecting, the same person who's been walked against. So it's funny. It's like a joke. You understand? But what would you rather have him do? To want to be working in an opposite direction is to be signing, you know, his exit. Do you understand it? So it's just diplomacy. He's just trying to be diplomatic, even if it's not from his heart. Do you understand it? But he's just trying. That's what politics does. When you're into politics, especially the core of it, you need to be careful. You need to tread with caution, okay? Or else you will be shown the way out. So I think that's basically what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Do you see the influence or the overreaching arm of the Nigeria Labour Congress into the Labour Party as being a direct result, what brought about this schism that they are facing through now? Is it the cause of interference by the by the Nigeria Labour Congress?
I wouldn't say so exactly, even though it has a bit of that, but that again may just be what anyone will make of it, unless you have the evidences, okay, to say that this is what it is. Do you understand it? But I don't really think that the position of the Nigerian Labour Congress has really some sort of fingering with what is going on with the Labour Party. I don't really think so. And even if I think so, that may just be my perspective, unless there are evidences on ground to put forth such insinuation. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
So there are no evidences, you know.
Okay.
I can't say that for sure.
Okay, okay. Are you a member of the Labour Party?
On air, I'm not. On TV, I'm not.
You are a politician.
On TV, I'm
that was
not.
a political answer.
Because, well, whatever that is, but on air, on TV, I'm not. But maybe, just maybe somewhere else.
That's as political as it can get in Nigeria.
Oh my goodness.
We have been discussing with Henry Oyemade,
Yeah.
a social political analyst on Atlantic Television Network right here on Atn Politics. Go for a very short break, and when we return, more from Henry Oyemade. Stay tuned.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they block.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they block.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they block.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they block.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today.
Have you back on ATN Politics right here in Atlantic Television Network in the city of Port Harcourt. We are with a socio-political analyst, Henry Oyemade, and he has been sharing his analysis on different political happenings, on the different happenings in the political sphere of our nation, Nigeria. And right now we are going to the precinct of Kano State, where the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barau Jibrin, has welcomed a renowned Kannywood singer, Ali Issa Jita, to the All Progressive Congress from the New Nigeria People's Party. Ali Jita announced his defection during a courtesy visit to Senator Barau at his residence in Abuja on Thursday. According to a statement by Ismail Mudashiru, the special advisor to the Deputy President of the Senate on Media and Publicity, Senator Barau praised Jita's move to the APC, describing it as a positive development. As a young and talented artist, Ali Jita will bring valuable experience and expertise to the party, which will benefit the music industry and Kannywood as a whole. We welcome you to the largest party. You are welcome on board, he said. In his remarks, Ali Jita, who also serves as the chairman of the Kano Singers Association known as Moria Daya, expressed his admiration for Senator Barau. I was initially drawn to the Kwakwansia movement by its leader, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso. However, I have now left the Red Cap movement and I am officially joining the APC, he stated. All right, we are seeing the war, the political war in Kano State between the NNPP and the APC.
Yeah.
All offshoots of former governors, Kwakwanso and Umaru Ganduje.
Yeah.
And the Senate, the Deputy Senate President, has also keyed in seeing how much and how many influential people he can get from the NNPP to the APC. Now, the chairman of the Kano Singers Association and also an actor in Kannywood has decided to pitch tents with the APC. And if you saw the picture, while I was taking the bulletin, you could see him ditching his red cap.
Of course, I saw that.
Yeah, so
very good.
you can see it there. He's ditching his red cap. And he's now been put on a fresh cap. So
Yeah.
And he said that. So, I mean, do you see a possibility of the APC regaining Kano State?
Yes, of course. Possibility, yes. But you see, the thing here is music as an aspect of entertainment offers a very good and a smooth floor for political activities to, to thrive on. Do you understand? Just like you have politics of religion, politics, there's also politics of entertainment, where politicians use entertainment, especially music, as a floor for their activities, because it facilitates their activities. Music is something that is used to touch the heart of the people, okay? Like they always say, it's food for the soul, okay? So, with music, politicians over the years have learned, okay, to cut across to the people more and cover more areas, okay, for political gains, to promote their ambition, okay? Now, if you recall, Chris Okoti back then, okay, when he was, he used music. There are other, politicians who have actually used music, okay, to promote their ambition. So, Issa, Jita, as a young promising musician, especially in the northern zone, is somebody who has been in the NMPP, okay, for that period of time. He has been in that party. Now, he has seen that, politics is calculation. When it's not favoring you, you decide your next move, which camp that you want to pitch tent with that will favor you. So he has seen that, NMPP, NNPP, okay, it's not maybe favoring him, and so now he's moving to the APC, and Jatau has welcomed him with open arms. And from that clip we saw the exchange of the red heart for the heart that was that
being born again.
So it shows
politically born again.
Yeah,
right?
it shows an initiation, a welcome into their fold. Okay, and I tell you the truth, Issa, Jita will help to promote. All right, that party. He would help with his music. They know what his membership will do because of his music. He is loved, okay, by the people of northern Nigeria, especially in Kano, okay? So he's loved. So they welcome him to the fold. They welcome him to that party. I see that with his move, with his energy, okay, just maybe, somehow, there's hope for APC in the next general election. You never can tell. You can't take anything away from that. You never can tell. Okay, so that's why I say the music is really a good floor for political activities. They use it to enhance the activities and to promote the ambition of any political, aspirer. So that's it.
Okay, I do understand in the background that you have a certain influence in music too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you have a calling.
Yeah, I do have a calling.
Yes.
You can say that.
Yes, and I also know that you blatantly wanted to be to not belong to any party in front of the camera.
Yes, honestly, I do not.
Do you still hold on to that view with Jita's involvement in politics? Do you think that just as it is being advised in some religious centers now,
yes,
that you should join politics if you want this political space to have godly interference,
yes,
godly policies? People in church, people in the mosque, people in different religious backgrounds,
yes,
should also join politics.
Exactly.
Should musicians and actors, if they want those of their interpretations in their music and in their movies
Yes.
to be shown in real life, should also involve in politics? Do you subscribe to that?
Yes, I do. They're Nigerians in Nigeria. They're not, even if they're in the diaspora. I mean, governance affects everybody. If the leadership is bad, it's everybody. We all go to the same market. Okay? We pay for everything. Electricity, bill. We pay for housing, clothing, everything. So if governance is bad, if it's not favorable to the people, it's going to affect everybody. They're Nigerians. So if they don't have their say in politics, they will also be affected. Because good leadership will help any field of endeavor to succeed. It will give space to any field of human endeavor, education, medical, sports, any type of entertainment at all.
Could you highlight the kind of influence that a very sound musician or a singer let's see the kind of impact, because I know that there are a lot of them making serious money in their businesses already. So what kind of impact do you think a singer will have in a political party that can be of benefit to the general populace?
Okay, simple. A musician that is well known, whose music cuts across, whose music is really medicine to the soul. You understand? I mean, really entertaining the people. That kind of musician, if he puts his weight behind any political flag bearer, okay, any politician, the people who love his music will tend to tilt towards or lean towards his direction. Do you understand it? Because it's music. Two-Face, for instance. If Two-Face, or who are the trending guys, the guys who are really trending now? Of course, you have the likes of Two-Face. You have the likes of
Rema.
The likes of what's his name? Our very own River State guy now.
Boy.
Burna Boy. If Burna Boy decides to go into politics with his music, don't forget that this guy in Lagos, what's his name? Banky W. Yeah. You saw the weight that Banky W pulled.
Exactly.
Because of his music. Music is appealing. With music in politics, you are 70, if not 80%, through with music. So if a musician, puts his weight, behind any politician, that politician is 80% on his way to victory.
Oh, good.
I'm telling you that.
Oh, good.
The same thing with the Nollywood actors.
Okay, so you're giving a word of encouragement to performing artists.
Yes, of course.
To go into politics.
Of course. Decide who to vote for.
And they are not selling out.
Decide who to support.
They are not sellouts.
Don't just fold your arms and watch. We're all involved in this. Governance affects everybody. Whoever emerges as your leader, he's a leader to everyone. So if you keep quiet, if you fold your arms, and when it starts to, bite, when it starts to go the other way, you don't complain. You don't. So I encourage every musician out there whose music is, is really a mark, whose music has very great impact on Nigerians, to please take part in politics.
But
yes,
we know that the likes of the great fella Nicola Pokuti was against the government, and he did not participate in governance, although there was a time that he floated the idea of a party. And also, sometimes some artists might feel that joining politics is going to be like a sellout to the people themselves.
Yes, of course.
And now, we are in a brink where all hands have to be on deck.
Yes, sure.
So how do you remove that guilt conscience or that feeling of guilt from a performing artist.
It's simple.
You are calling on Burna Boy. Burna Boy's influence is from Fela Nicola Okuti.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And they are anti-government.
Of course.
But we are talking of joining the government. Can you remove the poison from, from the politics?
You have used the right word, poison. Let me tell you this. Like I said, music is a vital tool. Just like we have politics of religion. So music is a vital tool. Now take for instance, at the time when this guy, what's his name now, joined, when he started to use his music to support, the case of Fela is different. Fela was an anti-government, you understand, crusader. You understand? He picks on the ills of government, and then he uses his music to fight. Do you understand? And no government in power loves that. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
And that was why at every point in time, they tried to put him down. Do you understand it? Because for him, it was only with his music that he can be heard. It's only with his music that he can, you know, unearth, let the people know the ills of the government and get them to change. But quite unfortunately, they kept coming after him instead. But saying, using your music as a sellout, yes. If there's any guilt behind it, no. You just make sure that you do it rightly. Do you understand it? You cannot use your music to support someone who you know is not leading right. Do you understand it? I mean, because at the end of the day, you owe all Nigerians this. And that's where the guilt will come from. If you're not using your music to actually preach, you know, against bad governance, and you're not using your music to support good leadership, then that's where your guilt will come from.
Oh, good one.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
But if it's in good faith, using your music to support good leadership, then Nigerians will love you for it.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. All right. Even as the local government elections approach, you can't take advantage of Atlantic Television Network's wide coverage to reach your constituents and the electorate at large. We are open for advert placements, interviews, bookings, commercials, jingles, and you can connect with us and watch us on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, Atlantic TV Net, or watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. And to the last but not the least story, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has called on civil society organizations to intensify their scrutiny of political parties and state independent electoral commissions to enhance democracy and improve electoral processes in Nigeria. Professor Yakub made the appeal on Thursday in Abuja during a visit from a coalition of CSOs known as the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room, NCSSR, led by its convener Malam Yunusa Z. Yahoo, to the INEC headquarters, commending the civil society's role in advancing democratic processes and election management in Nigeria. Professor Yakub emphasized that more involvement from the CSOs is necessary to ensure all stakeholders are dedicated to strengthening democracy. INEC chair, INEC boss is calling on civil society organizations,
yes,
to also, if I want to use a layman's term, touch lights. The state's independent electoral commissions will be holding local government elections, and also INEC and the electoral processes. Do you think that it is the duty solely of the CSOs to put a check on the excesses of organs of electoral management in Nigeria, or INEC should be the sole convener and also adjudicator of electoral processes in Nigeria?
I love what Mahmood is doing now.
Okay.
This is a call in the right direction.
Good.
Because civil society organizations will help to put pressure, okay? Of course, there has to be checks. Like I said, in every civilized nation, there are people who help to, you know, see these things and help to, with their influence, correct them.
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Yeah, checks and balances. We all know that the activities of, you know, State Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, and blah, 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 all of those who are responsible for electoral processes, we know their activities. As much as, yes, I know they're doing their best, I know that they can also be compromised. Do you understand that? Now, Mahmoud is, that's why I said there's a call in the right direction. With civil, you know, society organizations, they help to watch. Do you understand it? And because INEC and every other body that is responsible for electoral processes know that they are being monitored.
Yeah.
Do you understand it? They tend to sit up. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They tend to do what they're supposed to do. The civil society organizations will help to identify where there are excesses, where there are lapses, where there are sharp practices, okay? And raise alarm. These alarm being raised will help them, okay, to correct, make amendments, and focus where necessary. Do you understand it? It will help to put pressure on them.
Okay.
It's in the case where there's no pressure on the activities, that's where, you know, they can easily be compromised. We've seen time and time again how these electoral bodies have been compromised. Yes. So, and that's what I feel like is a call in the right direction. But the thing is, can we really actualize this? Even the civil society organizations now are beginning to take sides. You know what I mean? This is TV, but I'm just being real. I'm a realist. As much as I'm a Nigerian who has the interest of Nigeria at heart. I want this country to be the best in Africa. And of course we can. But we cannot if we don't do things right. And that's where the problem has been. The moment we begin to get it right, Nigeria will work. And our lives will be better for it.
Oh, good. So
Yes.
the civil society organization should stay as impartial as they ought
As
to,
impartial as
and play
they
the role
have
that
to,
they can.
and play the role that Professor Mahmoud is calling out for. Do you understand it?
I do get you.
Yes.
All right. That's it from Henry Oyemade, socio-political analyst in our studios and Atlantic Television Network on Atn Politics. I want to thank you for making time.
Thank
to be with
you.
us.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure's mine too.
Thank you.
I love this place.
It's a pleasure.
I love Nigeria.
Good.
I love you too, bro.
Thank you too, and I love you too.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. From your host, Raymond Ken Mbata, I want to say thank you for joining us and stay connected on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, or watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Until we come your way, same time next week on Monday, stay blessed and stay tuned.
Every day our lives are changed by history,
We are one people, all of us.
leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they block.
I have fought